Alright, well, after a minute and 48 seconds, this is the first comment I get. Alright, DeMarcus, I don't know how to do that in my current situation. Environment, I guess. Yeah, something tells me that it's way better to do these on the weekends because this is one of the first times, well, not one of the first, but definitely one of those rare times where no one really shows up. And I'm fine with that. I'm still probably going to do one next week. Yeah, no one's here, and no one's probably going to be here because it's a weekday, and I don't know what compelled me to do this on a weekday and not on the weekends because this doesn't happen on weekends, it seems. Even though thanks to the coronavirus thing, people have less things to do, but it looks like they still have things to do on weekdays. mm. So you have the high ground. Nah, I don't know. Hopefully you enjoyed the death battle. That's one of the ones I'm actually really middle of my rewatch at Adventure Time. I seem to either get someone in a rewatch of something because someone's last stream, someone was like My Hero Academia, I think, or another series. I'm apparently just interrupting people on their day-to-day lifestyles and making them either stop doing what they want to do and come over here. So yeah, nah, not one of the best times. Yes, that is pretty cool. It's just that I very well can't really have a one of those. Oh hey Saber, happy you can make it. After watching your video, I can clearly see that you really enjoyed, and I really appreciate the shout out, and also various things that you've done for Twitter on Twitter as well. Thank you for that. Because I was giddying like a goddamn schoolgirl when you were bringing me up, and it's amazing how pathetic I am. Because it's not every day or rare in general where people actually, say good job for things that I do. It's either a job or no one cares. So why Jake versus Danny? Well, they're both very popular properties from Nickelodeon and Disney. And they're fighting each other. There you go. And it's one of those interesting ones because they have such different abilities that having them fight is actually more interesting than two ice dudes or two lightning dudes fighting each other. No offense to Gray versus Esdeath and literally any other ice-based fight we had. Researching Steven Universe. I'm on season 3. Researching? Researching? You mean rewatching? The main things I guess I can just explain like a few things, one or two of them. In that Kakashi versus Obi-Wan was actually pretty funny to work with. Funny in the sense that I was not originally supposed to storyboard the fight. That was supposed to be for Christina, the chick who's taking all the credit for my dabbing. That Christina was supposed to be doing this boards of this because she's also the lead animation director. So they thought, hey, you're the lead animation director. You might as well do the storyboards as well. So your vision of how you want this fight to look like should be clear cut. But then they're like, oh, you also have this to do and that to do, and this guy is storyboarding this fight. This fight, which is a whole nother fight. I think it's the season finale. I was storyboarding the season finale of the first half of Death Battle, so episode 10. And Christina was like, "Oh, okay, I'll do this, and do that." And then it turns out she just how do I put this? Wasn't going fast enough. Christina's storyboarding is fantastic. I love her storyboards way more than my own, and I put myself on at least somewhat of a pedestal when it comes to storyboarding things. But hers, I believe, trumped mine out of the water, because the detail in how she does actual fluid movements is way better than mine. In fact, if it wasn't for her teaching me a few things about how she does her storyboarding process, I probably would not be as good at storyboarding that I am today. So with that, but she's slower than me. Like, I think it's no secret whenever I say I am the fastest storyboarder in the universe, apparently, because no one's ever expecting me to get these done faster than they expect me to. So with that being said, they're like, okay, since you have all these other things to get done, and you're not really progressing in the storyboarding process of Obi-Wan versus Kakashi very quickly, we're going to give it back to Jean, which sucks, because I suck at drawing dudes with beards, and Obi-Wan was giving me such a freaking hard time to draw his face right. So I just said, screw it, he's just gonna get like a 5 o'clock shadow. That's the best you're gonna do with me if you want this to get done at all. This is why I wanted Christina to have it, because I'm better at drawing this thing and not Obi-Wan specifically. But they gave it to me anyway, and I said, screw it. Hey, this is Obi-Wan. He just has a 5 o'clock shadow. Cool. All right, awesome, great. So I did the rest of the storyboarding process. This is how fast in storyboarding that I am apparently at. By the time she got done with page 1, I was already done with an entire fight by that time. I got an entire fight done with, I believe, 647 frames to the storyboard of that fight. And she just got done with page 1. And I had to take up the reins, giving myself more work, but due to me being the Flash, I was able to get it done relatively simply, and I was able to put my own stamps into the fight. In the script, this is what I'm most proud of the changing of the script to my personal vision of this fight. I love Obi-Wan, I love Kakashi. I wanted them both to have that moment that was like really, really freaking cool. And that moment was the Genjutsu portion where Darth Vader shows up. In the script, I hated what they did in the script. It's just like, he casts Genjutsu on Obi-Wan, he stands there, Darth Vader shows up, Obi-Wan's like, no, he's not actually there. Then the world around him shatters and he breaks out. Kakashi's like, what? And then he immediately goes into a Raikiri, and then he charges at him, and then Obi-Wan's like, nah, fam, and then does the push away thing. I'm like, that's a little like, okay, so he puts him in a Genjutsu, he just breaks out, nothing gained from that, Darth Vader's just there, and then he does a Raikiri. I'm like, that's so stupid. Even if you're in a Genjutsu for 3 seconds, Kakashi would take that opportunity to try to kill you, not just stand there, then when you break out and show that you broke out, then you do something. No, I'm like, if we're gonna have Darth Vader's model there, we gotta have Darth Vader move. We're gonna have do him something. We're gonna have him walk toward him menacingly. Then as he's, trying to break out, I'm gonna do this cool thing where the action that he is doing is the exact action that Kakashi's doing. You fade into reality, and this is what you actually see. I'm like, this better look as cool as I'm putting it, because I swear to Christ, if this doesn't come out as awesome as I think it is, do that. So I'm really happy they looked at that and was like, yeah, we're going to use this instead. I'm like, thank you. Look, no, because the person who writes the scripts, really good writer in most occasions. In fact, I just got through with a fight that he did a script, and absolutely almost nothing in there was contradictory to the characters and what they would do. So he's a good writer, but that moment just seemed so out of place. I want to do this thing where Obi-Wan is still in the Genjutsu and is fighting Darth Vader with his lightsaber, and you have Kakashi with like the Raikiri kunai, and you fade into reality and in the Genjutsu world, just to really ham up the fact we have Darth Vader's model and we're using it. So he's blocking Darth Vader, but he's actually blocking Kakashi, doing this sort of thing back and forth. But I can see how difficult that shit can be, so I just went with the easiest alternative and just had it be that one moment same deal. That's my favorite part in the entire fight, and that's about it. So that, along with, I know I changed one other thing. What was it though? I know I changed one other thing. I think it has, yes, the ending. I am apparently a very good asset in Death Battle. I am a very, very good asset in Death Battle because, well, a certain somebody, I don't know who, did not tell Ben about a certain thing that happens in Naruto. I love Kakashi. Kakashi is one of my favorite characters, so I know many things about Kakashi. Apparently, so much more than the research team, shockingly enough, because nobody told Ben when making the script of this fight that Kakashi, the Kakashi we're using, has purple lightning. And if you know what purple lightning is, it is like the lightning blade, except it doesn't have the drawback of the tunnel vision that he gets when he uses the standard lightning blade. Since he doesn't have the Sharingan anymore, he had to develop this new type of lightning, which is way more powerful and usable than the actual lightning blade. In the original script, it was supposed to be Obi-Wan crushes. For those of you who did not know what happened at the end of the fight, Obi-Wan uses the Force to crush Kakashi's Sharingan out of his eye. And with him doing that was supposed to give Kakashi tunnel vision. Making a mistake, he's unable to really discern where he's going and how he's going to attack Obi-Wan. Making it so it makes it easier for Obi-Wan to give in the final blow. That was supposed to happen. In the script, I was supposed to add like a tunnel vision motion to show that was the reason why Kakashi lost. But I'm like, he has purple lightning though. Shouldn't he just use that and not get tunnel vision? And then Ben's like, oh shit, no one told me about that. Why did no one tell me about this? Because you didn't talk to me. This was not the first time this happened, apparently. I talked to Ben about Sasuke versus Hiei, and I told him that Sasuke can open portals to another dimension and jump into them if he felt like it. Did you know about that? And he's like, no one told me about that. Yeah, he has that ability. It's like, if we're ever doing a Naruto fight, put me in the research team, because I watch the show and binge it religiously, alright? Not gonna change the outcome of the fight. Just make it more accurate to what you're about to show in the fight scene, alright? That's what I'm all about. And Obi-Wan vs. Kakashi is definitely a fight that I had fun boarding, because while I had trouble with his stupid beard, I loved the force powers and the lightsaber I was able to draw and the choreography. The choreography in the tree fight, the whole back and forth they had, was handled perfectly. I did like a thing in my boards where it's like, these are the movements that they're going to do. Obi-Wan comes in, crashes in, hit back, go, jump in the air, and then Obi-Wan does this cool little spin blade thing to chop away the lightning blade kunai. Goes, yes. All the sort of stuff. I'm a nerd. I'm a huge freaking nerd. So if you're gonna put me on a death battle and then I see something that is weird, I will challenge you. I may see you guys as the top. I love you guys. I've been watching you guys for almost 12 freaking years. But when I see something and I want to make your product better by getting, you know, the research in there, is like that. Even in Genos vs. War Machine, I helped a little bit because they were looking up for speed feats of Genos vs. War Machine, and it was thanks to me that I bumped up Genos' speed a little bit. I was not trying to have Genos win, because after, you know, reading a little bit about War Machine and what he scales to, I'm like, there's no way Genos is going to beat War Machine. I just want people to understand just how close it can be, because he is actually faster than they initially gave him. So on and so forth and stuff like that. It just goes to show, because it's like, but these guys are like scientist level compared to my scrub level. But it takes one scientist to debunk all other scientists. So it just balances out. If I have an interesting little tidbit to throw out there, I'll do it for the sake of making the product better, because that's what I want for Death Battle. I don't want the debunk videos to be like, they forgot this, when I know something that they probably did not intend to put in because they either did forget or someone did not tell them. Like the purple lightning. How did that know purple lightning was a thing? It is in the novels, granted, but he also does it in the Boruto thing, so you don't even have that excuse. I love the fight. It was good. The only thing about it is, Saber, since you're here, tell me one thing, because while I agree with the outcome of the fight, I am conflicted on the ending argument between Obi-Wan versus Kakashi having the Sage of Six Path power. I agree wholeheartedly that he cannot get that power because it's technically Obito giving him that strength, which is outside help, which doesn't count. So that Kakashi, and I said if that Kakashi fought Obi-Wan, it'll be a closer fight. How can the Force? What can the Force do against intangibility? Because if Kakashi gets both eyes, he is on the same tier of power as Naruto and Sasuke, giving him light speed reactions, having the ability to teleport his body into another dimension, making him so he's untouchable for 5 minutes, and if we're going to stack in the fact that he has both eyes, 10 full minutes of nothing. And he has an ability that bypasses durability, so even though Obi-Wan is a durable motherfucker, Kamui Raikiri just bypasses that regardless and just takes his body into another dimension. And again, he has light speed reactions, light speed, due to be able to scale to Naruto and Sasuke. And with that Susanoo, with area of effect, with the Kamui Shuriken, that can just turn things into another dimension and Battlefield remove things. I need to know, the only thing that was conflicting me on saying that is a much closer fight with the possibility of Kakashi winning is, can the Force negate the intangibility portion of his of the Sharingan at that point? Because that's that one thing that's conflicting me on a battle with Kakashi at his peak with Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is a strong motherfucker, but I'm just conflicted on that end. So if you know anything, because you're better, you know Obi-Wan better than me. Tell me if you know. But yeah, Danny Phantom versus Jake Long. Honestly, don't know what the theme of this is. Okay, give me a second, because they always put the themes and whatnot on the Death Battle wiki. Because I would prefer Juniper Lee versus Danny, or Juniper Lee versus Jake, because, well, I love Juniper, and she's one of my favorite characters, and I believe Juniper versus Jake makes a hell of a lot more sense, because they're both people who go out and fight mythical, magical creatures. They both have a talking dog. They both have a wise a wise old master. One's a female, one's a male, that also has the same abilities and do like that. They are so much more relevant to each other that I'm honestly shocked it isn't Juniper. But I also understand why it's not Juniper, because Juniper would probably stomp Jake. So so let's see here. Okay, the connections between Danny Phantom and Jake Long is that they're both heroic, half-human teenagers from popular mid-2000s cartoons who can transform into a mythical creature, a ghost and a dragon respectively, and fight mythical beings, ghosts and magical creatures respectively. Alongside their two best friends, both have also had to deal with keeping their supernatural abilities a secret and have a tendency of abusing their powers in everyday life. While I do like those similarities to the characters, I find the similarities between Juniper and Jake way better to put them up against each other. Okay. I can't say for sure, but I think Kenobi would most likely have to try and defeat Kakashi on the outside. Obi-Wan has encountered powers like that, but I don't. But he won't be able to hit him. Also, I love him as well. The one thing that I'm like, if anyone's gonna bring up the argument, even I can debunk myself on that whole thing. The whole thing with Kakashi is that he still has a limited chakra pool. And while I can go with the argument of just because a person can use the Force doesn't mean they have unlimited access to it, because hell, even Yoda looked very taxed after lifting a goddamn X-Wing out of the goddamn grotto, and we're talking about Yoda here. And Baby Yoda, while as powerful as he lifted a giant rhino thing, and he was knocked out for like a few hours. So overusage of the Force is a thing. But I would say Kakashi would run low on his chakra reserves, keeping his body intangible, using Chidori and Raikiri so much that he would sooner or later run out of steam faster than what Obi-Wan would do, which would just be delaying the inevitable to the point where Obi-Wan will get a good enough strike to kill Kakashi. That's my argument on that front, and I see that happening way more times than Kakashi getting a good hit on Obi-Wan to the point where he kills him. I'm just throwing it out there because the ending bit made it seem like even if you gave him that strength, it's still a landslide for Obi-Wan. And I don't believe that. I believe it's a much closer fight, but not a landslide. I guess Jake Long has the advantage. Jake fought mystic creatures. Danny is limited to only ghost. Danny should fight Aang in DBX. That does seem interesting. What if Obi-Wan fought someone like Madara? Oh, no. Like, Madara... Here's the thing about, like, fighting anyone else in the Naruto-verse. And it's like, Madara has the Rinnegan. And if you know anything about the Rinnegan, you know the several paths that the Rinnegan have. Tell me, can Obi-Wan counter soul manipulation? And when I say soul manipulation, I mean having someone grab your soul and pull it out of your body. Can Obi-Wan take down the King of Hell? Can Obi-Wan handle several different summoned beasts all at once? Because even Anakin Skywalker was like, do you expect me to walk up into the First Order and just do anything? It's like the reason why he did a Force Ghost, because he knew he couldn't just walk up to a bunch of AT-ATs or whatever, Guerrilla Walkers, whatever they're called in the last Jedi movie, and just kind of go ham with it. So if he had so many things coming at him, because that's what the Rinnegan could do, it is supposed to overwhelm you with so many different abilities and tactics that you, even with your possible better strength and ability, you're gonna get overwhelmed. And we're talking like peak Madara? Peak Madara can't even die. He only uses the Force when he absolutely... and then he'll keep his Force powers in reserve. I don't remember much about Jake Long, but I do remember him having a lot of powers. At least not as many as Danny. Okay. I don't know if talking about what Danny can do is like breaking DA. I'm pretty sure it's not. Well, it's gonna get explained. As long as I'm not saying anything else in the fight, I guess it's alright. See, because Danny, actually, weirdly enough, Danny and Jake really have almost the same abilities. It's funny how almost similar some of their abilities are. It's actually kind of interesting when I first saw that they were supposed to be fighting each other. I'm like, oh, wow, this is actually interesting. Oh, wow. All right. Who knows? Juniper versus Jake Long might be in the next season. It would be weird if that was in the next season because they rarely actually do that. Also, yes, Disney canon Luke couldn't, but EU Luke actually could tank AT-ATs. That's the whole thing, and that's another thing that I have to say. That's a whole other thing I have to say. When it comes to the EU guys, Death Battle's very flip-floppy. Very, very flip-floppy. Very, very flip-floppy when it comes to using canon, non-canon, other canon things. Because obviously EU is no longer canon. This has been stated many times, and so many things in EU can be said to not correlate to the movie canon, which is what most people would probably understand and know anyway. Did you know, because I just remembered fucking General Grievous, this guy that's, you know, very powerful. He has armor that can tank the bolts from a giant destructing cannon thing. But he got beat by Gungans last time I remember, if I remember. I forget which show it was. I forget it was either Clone Wars or Rebels, or I forget which show. It was a long time ago. But he got beat by Gungans. I'm like, okay, so you're telling me these Gungans are comparable to Obi-Wan fighting Grievous at that time, right? No, I don't believe that. And a whole bunch of other things. So if it's like Disney canon, or quote-unquote movie canon Jedi versus, you know, standard all canon Naruto characters, it'll be a harder time, definitely. But when you put in EU, it's like, of course they win. You got guys who can move star systems, and you got the Emperor just throwing out fucking blasts from outer space. Shit like that. All that sort of stuff just kind of... I hate multiple canons, alright? I hate multiple sources saying different things. It was Clone Wars? Clone Wars. Thank you. Thank you for informing me. I'm like, power scaling. It bothers the fuck out of me. Oh, Jesus. It's like, okay. Because it's like, all right, how do I... I'm an adept power scaler at best. Adamant. I see. Hit Ghost, right? He can? Kinda? We're just gonna go with yes. He can hit Ghosts. Yes. There's some specifics involved, but yes, he can. Being both Legends and Disney. So it's like... Yeah, I knew Clone Wars canon is like is in between both Legends and Disney, but it's like, if that's true, then how come this guy who is this strong got beat by a bunch of Gungans? Not trying to dog on Gungans here, but when I got beat by Darth Vader, Darth Sidious lightning me to death. I got beat by Gungans. You see that this is a connect here. All right? That's all I'm saying. Look, again, all in all, I agree with the outcome. There are just a few things that I just like to point out as a means of clarification on certain people's abilities and how power scaling works. And I was like, Because writers, yeah, just fucking, Jesus, just stay consistent. Tangible being two different things. Isn't hitting ghosts and hitting intangible things two different things? Yes, it is. It is very much a thing, because people seem to forget that just because Danny is a ghost doesn't mean he's intangible 24/7. Intangibility is actually a power that they extensively showcase is a thing they turn off and on. So in the end, even if Danny could not quote unquote hit ghosts, he could still hit Danny. Danny isn't untouchable. He is very much tangible until he turns on intangibility. Mighty Ducks versus Looney Tactics Unleashed. I don't know either of those. I think I'd heard of the Mighty Ducks, probably not the Mighty Ducks you're talking about, and I think my mind is trying to repress whatever the hell Looney Tastic Unleashed is. I mean, the Death Star went down because of Ewoks. That is true. Wait. Oh, it didn't? I think that it was just the ground troops that went down because of Ewoks. What the actual Death Star went down because, well, they took it down from the inside. This battle made me want to climb mountains to gain more powerfulness. You mean Jake can hit Danny? Yeah, I mean, it seems that way. At least his anime Looney Tunes looked up. I refuse to. You're not gonna let me look. I literally just said I think my mind is trying to repress. So whatever my mind's trying to repress, I'm gonna help it out and not try to pursue something that's gonna make me hate something. Darkwing Duck versus Negachin. That's okay. Darkwing Duck, yes. Negachin is a little too out there. Why not? Actual Crimson Chin. And if you're in trouble, you call DW. Yes, but people really want Duck Dodgers, but people don't seem to remember how strong Duck Dodgers actually is. Like, ignoring some of the dumb shit this guy does, he is actually a competent fighter and a competent warrior who bested the Queen of Mars several times. Darkwing Duck versus Howard the Duck. See, simply because Howard the Duck is a comic book character, I think Howard has it because I don't know jack shit of Howard the Duck. All I know is his cameos in the MCU movies. That's it. I don't know his actual abilities, but I just because he's comics, I'm going for him. Shit went down because of Ewoks. That allowed them to destroy the Death Star and Ewoks. Arrows from hell. Ah, right. That's been okay. No, that makes sense. Then yeah, the Ewoks were one of the reasons why the Death Star went down. But I wouldn't call them the sole reason. Who would actually blow it up once the shields are down? It's always a group effort. But yeah, the Ewoks helped. And it is dumb how Ewoks, these tribal-minded things, teddy bears of hell, can just easily overpower and beat a bunch of high-tech warrior, soldier class characters. Then again, they do have bad aim, so the odds are already stacked against their favor. Jinbei versus Kisame. I think Jinbei actually has a big chance of beating Kisame, except maybe when Kisame gets serious. I think Kisame's faster than Jinbei, but they do have similar abilities, so that's actually a pretty interesting fight. But that sword of his does give him an edge. Speaking of Duck Dodgers, I've heard the Martian Queen will be Space Jam. Will be in a new Space Jam. That's interesting. Can't wait to not see it. They should do a death battle fight of two anti-villains. Yeah, I've been waiting for those for a while. Do you know who can beat Taskmaster from Spider-Man? Well, Deathstroke always was one of my go-to picks for Taskmaster because they have very similar everything. I'm not saying that I think Deathstroke can win, or I'm not saying Taskmaster can beat him. I just find that to be a very interesting fight that I want to do actual research with. Plus, the Doctor became a temporary Green Lantern. Jesus Christ. It's like, stop putting Duck Dodgers. Darkwing Duck versus Dark Dodgers. Simply, hey, they're both ducks. Have them fight. But you forget, Duck Dodgers is actually way stronger than you think. Simba, the Lion King versus Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Beast could probably beat a lion. Like, Simba isn't like a stronger lion than most other lions. He is just a lion. And since Beast can, like, mollywomp multiple wolves by himself, I think Beast can beat Simba. Mostly because he has much better posture, I guess. He has the strength of a beast while having the ability to walk, do things, attack like a man, which makes him a bigger threat. Show is better. Which show is better, Danny Phantom or American Dragon? I think Danny Phantom is better, mostly because, well, there's much more memorable moments to me, but obviously that's subjective. I can't necessarily say Danny Phantom is much objectively better show from American Dragon, even though, well, American Dragon had to go through this entire shift in their art style when it comes to the newer seasons. That of which I was okay with. Jonah V. Ivana versus Persona 3 protagonist. Okay, listen. Dorkun can... see, here's how this works. Dorkun turns into a door to seal Giorno, because that's the only way he's going to beat Giorno. But in that case, you either want a TKO of both sides losing, because once Dorkun becomes a door, he technically lost too. So it's either a tie, or Giorno uses Gold Experience Requiem to reverse the door shit, and then, you know, Dorkun dies. So Giorno wins. I wish they implemented the Ninja Dog for Kakashi. Yeah. Yeah. I really want a lot of things for Kakashi. I want the lightning dogs. I want the lightning cutter. I want the lightning anything. I want more shadow clones. Also, just gonna point this out. I just remembered. Tell me something. I want you to watch this fight again and tell me at what point did you see Kakashi take so much damage where he looks battle scarred and shit when he pops out of the ground? Please tell me. That is the one thing in the script that I did not understand. Which Kakashi was the real Kakashi fighting Obi-Wan to the point where he's that damaged? Because in the fight, you have Kakashi in the beginning. Then you have the Kakashi that did the 1,000 Years of Death. Then you have the Kakashi that was under the ground. Then you have the Kakashi that blew up into lightning. Where was the real Kakashi? And how did he get that hurt? That is the only thing bothering me in the fight. Shudder for DBX. Beat Taskmaster. Godzilla. No shit. Dark Dodger versus Martian Manhunter. Now that's a good fight. Even though I think Martian Manhunter has it. Daffy versus Donald. Duck rivalry. Vision versus Martian Manhunter. I honestly wonder which Jake you'll use. Bulky or skinny? I don't think I'm allowed to say. Because even though it's just a design, I think I'm not allowed to say. Am I? Just to be safe, I won't. Just find out in yourself when the battle comes out. Because it did affect... I did have to ask that question. Which one are we using for the boards? Because obviously they move completely different ways. So if we're going to use this one, you have to tell me this. So I know to draw this particular Danny. Jake. Corvo versus Ezio. Ezio destroys Corvo. Vader versus Obito. See, that's again, we get Obito. Obito wins. I'm sorry. Obito wins mainly because intangibility. He can go into a pocket dimension if he ever feels anywhere near threatened. He can just throw Darth Vader in his pocket dimension, unless he has the same reaction speed as Obi-Wan. In that case, he would have to take him with him to that pocket dimension by grabbing onto him and then doing it himself, but that's not a good... Actually, he could do it. He could do it. You could just run up to him. Even if you try to stab him with a lightsaber, you can just make his body intangible and do it anyway. But then again, I think they were really implying that he cannot, do, himself and others at the same time. So it's very weird. But then he has, the human path, the Paraka path, the Preta path, that sort of stuff to give up the upper hand. I believe Obito could be Vader. No contest. It's hilarious, yes. I just can't think of a character that isn't a fucking god who can beat Giorno. Yeah, like, you cannot beat Giorno with anything else other than more stupid hacks. You cannot do it. You can't. But I don't want that to stop people not wanting him to be part in Death Battle. I really want to do a storyboard fight with Giorno, man. Alright, give that to me. Dr. Doom versus Lex Luthor. I think Dr. Doom has it because, again, Lex's main thing is versus Kryptonians, which Dr. Doom isn't. Gotta be Skinny Jake. What would be the one who gets slammed into the ground? But I think maybe he went underground. I don't know. That would be the one who got slammed to the ground. But it's like, how does that? But the whole thing about substitution jutsu, is getting away from the damage, and it can't be the one who slammed into the ground because that Kakashi should be dead because he gets impaled before hitting the ground. So if anything, that Kakashi should have just an impale mark, and at that point he substituted himself to not take the fall damage. So it doesn't work. It's like, it's so weird. Because substitution jutsu is like, you replace yourself before you take damage. So it can't be that one. You can't take the damage and then switch yourself out. That's not how that goes. He'd be dead if that was the case. Which is why in the boards, I just had it be regular Kakashi. He just is there. I don't know why they made him battle damage for some reason. He didn't take that much damage. Emperor Palpatine versus Xehanort. Emperor Palpatine, you can wank him up to solar system level, and Xehanort still wins. Xehanort's too strong. All right, no, not Xehanort. All right, it's like Emperor Palpatine's strong, and I'm pretty sure if we put him in the scenario, if Xehanort wins. All right, no, I can't even come up with a good analogy. Xehanort is universal. All right, Xehanort is universal. I have no idea what you're all talking about. I didn't hear you talk about it. Thank you. Xemnas versus Pain. Xemnas destroys Pain. Xemnas puts Pain in the laser grid thing that he can do. Pain tries to push as many as back as possible, but he can't do it for too long, and then dies. I'm just reading his book while Jedi fights the clones. It's just like, that's what it seems like. It's like, okay, when did we lose real Kakashi? Real Kakashi is the one with the book, obviously. Okay, he's the one with the book. So the one who throws away the book, that's real Kakashi. Then he starts to beat up Obi-Wan. He starts to beat up Obi-Wan, and then gets pushed away, does the fireball jutsu, and tries to do the Raikiri. And he gets pushed away. Hits a tree, and then proceeds to fight him. So it's like, that's real Kakashi right there. That's real Kakashi. And then the stabbing thing happens, but then he's like so fucked up. It's like, how? It's like what the script was implying was the Kakashi that pulled Obi-Wan under the ground is the same Kakashi that pops out of the ground. Because where did that Kakashi go? It's like he just left. I knew Star Wars had some memes, but I didn't know Star Wars had a lot of memes. Nah, man. Especially thanks to the prequels. Meme generator. Danny Phantom versus Ghost Rider. Oh. Ghost Rider. I am here. Dude, Danny would just, sorry. With Thermos. I told you. Do Danny versus Jake. Yep. Congratulations. You told me something that I knew for 6 months. Yay! Awesome! I'm really happy for you. The one thing that I did not like when it comes to certain people that's outside of my current friend circle is that, man, how could you say that Danny versus Jay couldn't happen? How dare you say that? Clearly it's happening now. Take that. Take that. I work for the company. If I told you it was happening, I would get fired. Are you crazy? Especially when I'm on stream. It was from Jump Force, I think. Yes? I think? Ever thought about not getting maybe against Ash Williams? I don't know both of those people. Sorry, from Bleach versus Akami from Akami Got Killed. If they put the can't see shenanigans things aside, we can't do that apparently. In Death Battle, we just have to keep everything consistent. So if they can't see Soul Reapers, she can't see the Soul Reaper. So make it so that Sofun basically flash steps, pokes her 2 times, and wins. And Trio is to blame for battle damage Kakashi. I think it was Devil who had that scene. Because Duvad did... I think Duvad did the first one. Demetrius... Hold on, I can just go to my Twitter. Okay. Duvad did the middle segment, my favorite segment of the back and forth of the fighting and the awesome transition with Vader. No, Devil did the beginning. So it was Diatomadochi. Diato. Just gonna call it. No. Wait, no. Diato did the beginning. What the fuck? Yeah. Okay. No, it was Devil. Devil was that. Yeah. Devil Artemis was responsible for battle damage Kakashi. I hope after Danny versus Jake, we get Robot Boy versus Jenny. Trust me, man. I want that fight more than anything in my entire existence. Because, my lord, it needs to happen. It just needs to. One, Robot Boy needs to come back into the limelight of people. People need to understand who Robot Boy was. Because that was a good-ass show back in the day. And people need to understand Jenny is just as badass. They can't fire you. You are immortal. I may be immortal, but I still need money to live. Nigan, are you going to watch the last season of the Clone Wars? Yes, eventually. Really enough, Danny was originally going to have a motorcycle, but it was dropped because since Danny can fly, the motorcycle would be pointless. It's kind of like the same thing with Spider-Man with the spider bike, or whatever they're going to call it. It's like, you can just use the pendulum system and basically pseudo-fly anywhere you want. Why do you need a bike? Same thing goes for Sonic. Why do you have a car when you are moving faster than any car in existence? Sans versus Brook. One Piece. Sans. It's like, Brook may not have any karma on his belt. Okay, maybe a little bit of karma on his back, but Sans still wins due to being able to scale to Chara, who is almost universal. Speaking of Twitter, thoughts on the creator of Danny Phantom being a fan of DB? Well, Butch is Butch. I was very happy to see that he is, like, really excited to see this fight. Hopefully he likes it. Hopefully. I think it's great Butch likes the fight. It's good enough. Sonic isn't even old enough to drive. Actually, I thought he was 20. Alright. If even Johnny Test came back, Robot Boy could too. You finally get a cartoon versus cartoon fight. Now Steven versus Star, Bill, Discord, and SpongeBob versus... it's like... We've had 2 cartoon fights before. Granted, they're very scarce. The previous, like, Nickelodeon versus Disney fight was Shredder versus Silver Samurai. And the cartoon fight was Starscream versus Rainbow Dash and He-Man versus Lion-O. So we do cartoon fights. And they're just so friggin' scarce, which I understand. So even if we are going to get to those fights you just said, it might be a long friggin' time. Because anime, comic book, and yeah, mainly just those and video games are mainly the ones they pretty much go for. But he also isn't a human. I'm happy that the person responsible for some shows is supporting the next fight. It wasn't the first time this happened. Apparently, the second episode approved by the original creator of one. Okay, the original creator after Ratchet and Clank versus Jak and Daxter, as much as the matchup was revealed. Yeah, so someone who I don't remember, but someone who approved of Ratchet and Clank versus Jak and Daxter. And they were also original creator. So it's really cool when that happens. It's just rare again. Lapis Lazuli versus Katara. Lapis drowns Katara. Ironic, but Lapis drowns Katara. Easy. GG. Not a fight whatsoever. Oh, I forgot about those. Between Steven and Star wouldn't stand a chance. Steven has a death count now. Steven actually is a lot more powerful than Star at this point, if we're going to take everything that the season finale has to offer and give him the abilities that he would probably get from turning corrupted, which can happen in a fight. Do you go on FimFiction? Nope. You can get a license at 16. Yeah, you can get a license at 16. Heck, my parents wanted me to get a license at 16. I'm like, I can't drive, and I'm not going to learn. Pearl versus Undying. See, that's a fight until Undying wins. Because say that Pearl gets in Undying. Let's say Pearl actually stabs Undying, gets a good hit on Undying. Undying grabs her spear, says, "You're gonna try harder than that," turns Undying the Undying, and wins. Done. It's like, it'll be a fight until she gets serious. I still want Applejack versus Sandy Cheeks to happen. I still want that too. Because apparently Sandy can just lasso you, throw you, and make you explode. Which is a very good feat of strength. And for Applejack to win, you can't... okay, come on. There's actually a high possibility that Sandy can actually beat Applejack. He's 15. Ah, okay. I see we devolved the chat back into more, hey, these are death battle ideas that you're just gonna throw at me. Yang Xiaolong versus Leon from Leon, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Big Tit Not Yang from Big Tit Not Yang Furry Girl from Agami Got Kill. So people want that fight a lot, mostly because we're both blonde, big tit, spunky girls with attitudes, which I agree with. It's pretty there, but I'm not sure. I don't remember much about Agami Got Kill, but I think Agami Got Kill has a better power output. Then again, thanks to the new volume of Ruby, that gap is closing relatively quickly. I had a lot of Naruto in recent time now. Now One Piece. Good. Sly Cooper should appear next time, too. I've been waiting for Sly Cooper for a long time. Hey, if you're still a fan of Phoenix Wright, please react to Phoenix Wright Operation Turnabout. I'm not a reactor anymore, sadly. Like, those days are behind me. Have you seen my channel? I have not reacted to a single thing in a long time. And mostly because I just don't feel proud in doing reactions anymore. I see, like, I gain no joy from doing them, unlike I'm doing right now at my job. So, I will watch it, but don't expect, a video about it. Mostly because, also, well, I'm still constantly getting, copyright claim for multiple reactions I'm getting to. So every single day that goes by, I'm losing more and more of my videos that I quote-unquote worked hard on. So it doesn't even matter anymore to me, man. YouTube has broke me. Who should fight? I see, that's a question I don't even know. So the Star. Maybe Rouge the Bat. No. I need to rewatch both American Dragon and Danny Phantom. Coronavirus versus Giant Hornets. Okay. Undying versus Pyra. Pyrrha. Why did I say Pyra? If it was Pyra, that would be a really bad fight. Pyrrha. Spear users, but one has a Glock. Not a Glock, but a hunting rifle. Still, I still think Undying the Undying destroys because unlike any other fight Pyra can do, Pyra can't do user semblance against Undying unless she goes for her armor, because for some reason she gains armor when going to Undying the Undying, but is that good enough to start dodging energy spears? Don't watch season 1 of American Dragon unless you want to cringe yourself to death. I don't think we get SpongeBob. I don't think we get SpongeBob in. Yeah, we can get SpongeBob in. Anyone who is anyone can get in a death battle. It just needs to be a good fight. Yang versus Leon, it should be DBX. It should be, actually. I think that's better for a DBX. But I can tell more DBXs were required for Yang before we get to her. So, you would be interested in my stories. Signed. That signed? What? Ace versus El Diablo. Okay, I know Ace because One Piece, but El Diablo, who I know like 5 different El Diablos. Which one are we talking about? Megas XLR versus Jenny or Subaton or Symbiotic Titan. Megas XLR can fight both Jenny and Symbiotic Titan and mollywomp them. Mollywomp them. It would be a fight. I would like to see the fight, but Megas XLR wins. It's no contest. Coop in Megas XLR is far more powerful than anything the Symbiotic Titan has been shown to do. Do you want to be Universe with Spectre? Spectre would kick my ass. I wish there was like a death battle tournament. Yeah, it would be interesting to do something like that one of these days. I don't cringe easily. El Diablo is from DC Comics, aka Suicide Squad. Ah, him. Now I know. Okay, that one. I don't... Wait. Versus who? Ace. Ace would destroy. Unless I'm missing something from a comic that El Diablo has. Yeah, no. Ace destroys. True. True. That would put them in the same field in that regard. But Steven also has healing powers. Corruption, physical super strength, flights and shields and force field bubbles. Trust me, yeah, I fully believe that Steven... I actually want Steven versus Gwen. I went on a conversation. I went on a back and forth conversation in my Discord about this one. I think Steven versus Gwen from Gwen Tennyson from Ben 10 is a lot better fight. It's a much better fight. Other than Brian Discord and Princess Trixie and stuff, I wish there was MFP fan story videos that Spike and protagonist with Harry and his girlfriend. Sure. Mega XLR versus Gurren Lagann. See, that's a good fight, mostly because they both have bullshit powers. However, Gurren Lagann has way better bullshit powers. So, Gurren Lagann. Good-hearted outlaws who gain their fire powers from devils and sacrifice themselves. Plus, sure destroys and not vice versa, perhaps. Again, I already said my piece. Unless there's something in the comics that El Diablo didn't pull out, Ace is pretty much immune to all of El Diablo's attacks. Me versus all other goats. Goat, you're the alpha. Everyone knows you would win. I like Steven versus Gwen. Steven versus Gwen. They're both users of pink-like ability. They both have pink-like abilities that can project pink energy fields and shit like that. Both use magic. In that sense, both hailed from people who are aliens, born from people who are aliens, have the same kind of power output. One can float, one can fly, other have different types of abilities. Their abilities are so alike, and their power output is near the same. That is a good fight. Charizard versus Spyro. Yeah, it's DC, but there are some DC people who are relatively weak. Just because it is DC or just because it is Marvel doesn't mean they immediately have something that is inherently broken. You have to show me before I can say, yeah, of course. I can't just say, oh, it's DC. I guess he wins because bullshit sometimes. You have to tell me what the bullshit is before I can agree. Aku Inu had an ability. Plus, people seem to forget he killed him because Ace killed himself. He sacrificed himself. There's a difference between in a fight where you're fighting one guy and trying to save your brother. There's a huge difference. Kirby versus Pac-Man. Good fight. Don't know who would win. I thought Gwen is Bay. Yes. Ace versus Juvia. Not sure. Saitama versus Azra Redeemer because his health is infinite. Just because his health is infinite, it can still get one punch thanks to bullshit. Wait, can Pink Steven fly as well? Yeah, he can fly. Now, yeah. It used to be that he can float, but after his fight with Jasper, yeah, he can just fly. Now, my fault. Yeah. Fight with El Tigre. El Tigre? I have no clue. Aku from Samurai Jack versus Dormammu, Marvel. Isn't Dormammu like multiversal and Aku is like planetary at best? Gwen versus Steven would be amazing. It would be such a good matching. I actually really love to see who would win. Because someone brought that up in the Slack channel and went back and forth with that. And it's like, that's a good fight. We should do that fight. Here's the thing, though. It's like, there's not many good, like, sprites of Steven around. Those have to be built from the ground up, so it might be a bit. Obi-Wan is too OP. El Tigre versus, right! Ricochet from Mucha Lucha. And their power output, I would say, relatively the same. Except, Ricochet has, like, abilities that are pretty, I would say, powerful on jump. But I think El Tigre can probably pull something off to dodge at least 2 of his main attacks. Pulverizing pinballs, it has to be calc somehow. Who would win? Aang with just Airbender, Aang with just Airbender, what? Versus Katara with just waterbending, versus Zuko with just firebending, versus Toph with just earthbending. I like to see you figure this out. What? Okay, well, it depends on what we're talking about here. If it's just them using their primary element, Toph wins. Because Toph can... If you're talking about just earthbending, Toph has a way more versatile abilities than what Aang, Zuko, and Katara can pull out on jump. Not to mention, Earth is pretty much everywhere compared to what Katara can land. Katara goes down first. Alright, Katara goes down first, because water is not just in the general vicinity, and her little water pouch is going to do much. Aang, Zuko, and Toph are the heavy hitters, because air is everywhere, fire can be made from nothing, and Earth is their feet. However, Toph can just take away their movement by encasing them in Earth and winning, because Aang can mollywomp Zuko, and Toph has been shown to mollywomp Yang on multiple occasions. So if Aang takes out Zuko, and Toph takes out Aang, done deal. So yeah, Toph. Plus she has way better movability and can sense them in the air, apparently. And even if she can't sense them in the air because they have no earth in their person, whatever they're gonna throw at her, she can counteract by her own defenses. Green Lantern should be still fight Nova. Diablo has a versus wiki. That's how weak he is, or irrelevant he is. He doesn't have a versus wiki. I don't know how strong he is. You have to give me something. Pretty sure Gwen beats Steven once she gets serious. I believe that too. I believe Gwen can beat Steven, but here's the thing. I also have, after the season finale, I can see Steven beating Gwen. Because when he gets aggressive, he gets aggressive. Low years are not intangible. Yeah, okay. What about that was supposed to be contradictory to anything I've already said? I never said that he's intangible and cannot be hit. I just said most of his attacks will do almost nothing to him. That does not mean that he's invincible. I know. I didn't say that. Nah, Green Lantern versus Nova is another DC versus Marvel. Pretty much every DC character has someone from Marvel to fight him and vice versa. And DC usually wins. Musha Lucia, the original My Hero Academia. Pretty much. Applejack's the best feat. And Sky High. People seem to forget Sky High. Sky High was the original My Hero Academia, but no one seems to bring that up. And I like that movie. Was kicking a huge boulder. Applejack's best feat was kicking a huge boulder, and Sandy's best feat is taking a character, flinging them behind her, and having him explode. If we can count that explosion, I'm pretty sure that's either on par or better than what Applejack did. Frisk versus Jono Giovanna. Jono Giovanna. John Wick versus Agent 47. Don't know. I want that to happen. Rewrite. So you would not be interested in my stories in fanfiction. What are you talking about? Like, I don't go to fanfiction. I don't read stories. I have too much shit to do. I bought Persona 5 Royale, and I am like a few weeks short of beating that game. But since work has piled back up, I can't do shit. I am doing this, and I only have maybe 30 minutes left of this live stream. I want to do this. I need to get this live stream out of the way because I'm going to be silent for a good 5 days. Wait, today's Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 days, 3 to 4 days. I'm gonna be off the fucking grid. Shanks versus Kakashi. Shanks. I'm not sure. I think Kakashi, maybe. I don't know. We don't know much about Shanks. I don't even know. Daredevil versus Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. James Bond versus Agent 47. Don't know. Ash Ketchum versus Nate from Yokai Watch. Ash Ketchum destroys. Sky High is what I immediately thought of when I first saw My Hero Academia stuff. As you should. You want that to happen so we can get it this season? Wait, what? Shanks versus Kakashi? You want that to happen so we can get it this season? Are you talking about Shanks versus Kakashi or something else you were talking about? Because I don't want that fight, man, because I don't know that much about Shanks. I think it's a little too soon to start bringing Shanks, Goldie, Roger, and even, to a certain extent, Whitebeard into the death battle because all the shit they can do. So wait, how is Persona Royale? It's fucking great. I love it. Replaying through the game was fun because funnily enough, I haven't played Persona 5 for 3 years, 3 full years. I feel old, but I have not played that game for 3 full years. So getting Persona 5 Royale and reliving that great adventure that I love with added shit and different boss battles, fuck yeah, I loved it. 47 versus Wick. Not sure. Because when it comes to any fight, I can wait. I can always wait. Whenever we're about to get a new fight, I'm like, okay, cool. We're doing this one. I have no clear-cut fight except for one that I've always been saying over and over and over again that I want to see happen. Drake and Josh should be in death battle. I promise you, Josh Peck will react to it. Yeah, YouTube channel. Yeah, but who the hell would they fight, and how would they like it if they lost? Shikamaru versus Robin from Fire Emblem Awakening. Strategist fight. Shikamaru would just stop Robin in her place and probably just kill her that way. Or, choke herself to death. Robin's strong. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Robin has some abilities that's pretty freaking broken, but Shikamaru can just stop her movements and plus shadows. What's the first RPG game you remember playing? Mine was Final Fantasy VII. The first RPG? It was probably Final Fantasy. Like the first one. And then Eddie for death battle. Who would they fight? Mugen would come. Megan? Megan would come. Megan. Drake and Josh versus the iCarly girls. Wouldn't that just be awkward for Drake and Josh fighting Megan? What about Grima Robin? This is just a joke, but can anyone beat Shaggy Rogers from Scooby-Doo? With his 1% of power. I'm not sure. It would be a very hard. Christopher Robin could probably beat Shaggy. I can see Christopher Robin beating Shaggy, like straight up. Christopher Robin from Winnie the Pooh. He destroys. Now versus Drake and Josh. We'll fight. Amaterasu versus Celestia is the fight you're talking about, even though Amaterasu wins. Yeah. I believe. See, here's the thing. I believe Amaterasu wins. Doesn't mean she actually automatically wins. If anything, if we use certain cannons, Amaterasu can't even touch a Celestia. But that's just it. I don't know where we would be using if the fight was actually a thing. Alright, see you later, False. Fiasol. Later, kaboom. There you go. Much better. Can't wait until the next fight. Shaggy Rider versus Spencer Shea, iCarly. Not a bad fight. If they brought back Ben 10, who would you think is a perfect matchup would be? No clue. No clue. Thanks to Alien X, I don't know. Giorno Giovanna? In that case, Giorno wins. Maybe react to a song I found. It's a song by... I'm not a reactor anymore. Like, that's like no longer a thing I do. Like, legitimately. Unless you are these particular things that I'm planning on making a video on, I'm not reacting to anything anymore. I'm happy. And I don't feel like going through more stress of the YouTube grind of reaction videos and how YouTube just wants to constantly tell me you suck. Gumball and Darwin versus Fanboy and Chum Chum. Gumball and Darwin destroy those two without even really thinking that they even exist. Oh, thank God. Not late. I just finished finals. Neat. Probably Ben 10 versus Geostellar. But please don't do. So how are you doing? Doing just fine. Obi-Wan versus Kakashi live action. Interesting. Ben 10 versus Rick Sanchez. Why do people keep thinking Rick is some overpowered god being? Again, I have not watched all of Rick and Morty, but I thought Rick is only that strong with prep time, because then, you know, he's kind of like Batman. If he's about to fight something, he would get all the things that makes him God to win. If you just take Rick Sanchez, puts him right there up against Ben 10, Ben 10 would destroy him. Fanboy and Chum Chum. Be lucky to survive, Fanboy and Chum Chum. Tell me, what is Fanboy and Chum Chum's biggest feat? Because I already have the biggest feat for Gumball and Darwin, and I'm pretty sure it's nothing compared to whatever Fanboy and Chum Chum has ever done. Because I've actually watched that series, and while their Toon Force is impeccable, it's nothing compared to Gumball and Darwin's Toon Force. Jordan Reunified versus One Above All. The One Above All. Mostly because we don't know what the fuck he does. Do you think you can react on Twitch? Probably. But reacting stopped being about the fact that YouTube is just not being nice to me. It just lack of motivation. I don't want to do reactions anymore. Like, me as a person doesn't want to sit down and watch a video and post it out online. While that brought up my thing and was like, I was happy to do it for a time, I got burnt out on it because I just stopped enjoying it. I'm now an animator. I am now a storyboard artist. I am now working with a company that pays me good money. I have no reason to do that anymore other than having fun. And I don't have fun anymore. So if I ever get the inspiration to ever want to go back into reactions, then yeah, sure, I can go to Twitch if it's easier. See more. I bet people do. And I know people do. And I hate the fact that people do that because that makes me feel bad. But there's nothing I can do about it. I can't, because what would you rather have? What would you rather have? No reactions, or me forcing a reaction out with none of my actual personality because I'm too busy trying to ham up stuff because it feels like that's how I'm supposed to act. And then I'm not happy. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be happy about that either. It's a very complicated situation. I want to get back into reactions as much as you guys want me to get back into reactions. But I can't get back into reactions if I just don't feel like it. It's not that you're not fun anymore. It's just I'm not fun anymore. There's a huge difference from you not being fun and me not being fun. I'm not fun. I actually never said I was fun. I always constantly berate myself and believing that I am nothing more than a mouthpiece that apparently got an audience because they found some entertainment value in him. But if I can't see the entertainment value, there's no point in it all. Also, question: if you could pick a machine battle to do a death battle, what would it be? A machine battle? I don't know. Any other machine battle that I could think of has already been done, pretty much. I'm trying to kill through sheer annoyance alone. Yeah, hasn't stopped the people who actually did beat the crap out of them from after being annoyed by them. Do you? I mean, Death Battle trailers like those from Gumball. Do you know those Phantom Me Death Battle trailers like those from Grand Bull? Yeah. I know a few. Hell, one was watching the stream. It's for the best. I think it's gonna come down to reactions pretty soon because of Suzu. I think gonna come down on reactions pretty soon because that Suzy Lou thing. I don't know what that Suzy Lou thing is, but I think it's really bad. What if real life animals was in DB? I don't know. I don't know why we would think to do that. It's like, who would win a fight? A bear or a dog? Probably the bear, because he's a bear. Oh, wait. We did do that. And it was stupid. The animation was great, but the whole concept of having these two characters fight and thinking that the dog was going to win, it was like, really? You thought he was going to win? R2-D2 versus War Machine? Well, that's a hard fight. I'm not sure who can run out. But yes, we have fun with you no matter none of that. Don't berate yourself. It's not a you, it's just a me thing. Berating myself has just been a walk of life for me ever since I was 5? No, 6. No, definitely 6. I didn't start hating myself until I turned 6. And that is that is actually a true fact. That's not me overhyping or hyperballing something. I distinctly remember being less happy when I was 6 years old. So that's just unavoidable. You should fight Eddie Ringus. I don't know who that is. Bobo versus Ben 10. While his bullshit powers are great, it probably could do something against Alien X. I'm not entirely certain. Gumball versus Darwin and Darwin versus Mordecai and Rippy. That's actually a good fight because they both have abilities and have done things that go against the actual nature of what you would probably think they could do. And the absurd nature of their abilities could probably put one of them on top. So that's a good one. Magic Shrimp versus Pistol Shrimp is an example. It's like, why though? It's like, why would that be interesting to fight? Why would that be interesting to see when just you could probably, like, I don't know, look up your abilities yourself and make up your own conclusion because clearly one should be more powerful than the other. Drake and Josh versus Ben and Chad. Drake and Josh versus Ben and Chad. No. I'm trying to think of a question about Obi-Wan versus Kakashi fight. If there's no questions, it's perfectly fine. Oh yeah. Season 4 MLP came out, so I've been fun ever since. I'm really happy about that. Because I pretty much already explained anything and everything about that fight. My influence, what I put in there, things I changed, things I touched up a bit, how I went about doing stuff. And of course, Dubad, Die, and Devil did a fantastic job of what they got. Considering that I was also a Devil Artemis fan and a Duvad fan for before, I was able to work with them. It was very something to have them watch my animatic of the fight and being excited to get to certain parts and how I depicted them. That made me happy. That made me really happy. Actually, hold on. Yeah, he was even Devil was even nice enough to hand these not hand, he wasn't actually there, but he gave us these, and I was like, hell yeah. I was actually planning on buying one of these, but he just gave me one for free. Like, hell, fuck yeah. So these guys are great. God. Chowder versus Pinky. Death Battle and ERB have better voice actors for RoboCop than MK11. He did sound a little bit off. Also, can I say I'm both blessing and a curse because Google exists. And I thought more versatile than Obi-Wan, so I thought Kakashi was gonna win. It's how they pretty much depicted their fights and how it's like the whole thing with their excuse of Jedi or hold themselves back because they have that much immense power. It's like, really? So you're telling me that at any point when the stormtroopers were about to turn around and shoot these guys, they just wanted to hold themselves back to the point where they couldn't fend them off? That's why I hate about EU stuff and movie stuff that just blatantly contradicts one another, because it's like, if Jedis are relative to each other in a certain way, shape, or form, how the hell can they not take out a few stormtroopers? Clone troopers, my fault. Like, the only person who really benefited from the Force to getting the upper hand from Order 66 was Yoda. He's like, oh shit, something's happening, and he just fucked them up. But everyone else, they just got destroyed. EU, man. But EU. They're way more powerful, and I agree with that. They are. I cannot argue the power system. I just argue with the consistency within the movies and the other thing that's supposed to expand their powers, even though their powers are not expanded in the movies. Unless you count Rey. I don't like counting Rey. Look it up. It's great. Work by Jack Black. What? Why are you telling me this like I didn't know that? It's like, yeah, I played Brutal Legends. Brutal Legends is in my top 10 favorite games that I've ever got to play in my entire life. And one of my favorite Jack Black roles that he's ever been in. Because he actually made that game for me. Silence Groundwalker. All this sort of stuff. It's like, he is a great voice actor for that. And a great actor, all the same. Jack Black is my... Jack Black, if better yet, if Weird Al Yankovic did not exist, Jack Black would be as high as would be in Weird Al's place. So what I'm trying to say is Jack Black is my second favorite music artist, voice actor, and just overall talent that I've ever seen in my entire life. You're telling me all this like I don't know. I don't need to look up shit. Have you ever done music? Yeah, have you ever done music? Like reactions? Or like I ever did music? Both. Yes. I guess. Do you believe in ghosts or aliens? Well, I believe in aliens, but not ghosts. Because if you think for a solitary second that we're living on this planet and there are millions upon billions of other planets out there, and you think there isn't one other life form anywhere, period, you're stupid. That, to me. Are you serious? You're that jaded to believe that we are the only sentient things on a rock floating in an infinite expanding thing. It's like, I don't believe... my thing is, I don't believe in like the big-headed, more technological, advanced alien races that people think that are out there. Like, I have a hard time believing in those. But I do believe there are like human-like entities somewhere else. Because that makes sense. Because of course. I said a moment ago, who is Eddie Riggs? I probably said that. I don't remember me saying that because, again, I am like half in this conversation and also not half in this conversation. Also, I will admit, I don't remember his name. But I do know him. I just remember him as Riggs. I guess I just did not pay attention to the Riggs portion. When you put Eddie in the beginning there, I forgot his first name was Eddie. So, my bad. You take on any old fan series, B and Y. Personally, I think you could do full style. Ghosts could be hyperdimensional beings like Bill Cipher. They could be. They could be. Very much so, but I don't know that. And just like certain other things that don't show themselves to be real, at least in the confines of how I think, it's very hard for me to say that I believe in it. Because here's the thing, they could exist, but I cannot simply say I believe in it, because if I don't, I'd be lying. But I do believe there is at least one other form of series out there that are alien, on another planet, trillions upon trillions of light years away, and simply because the reason why we haven't seen them is because they're just as technologically advanced as us, meaning they don't have ships that can make it here. Just like how we don't have ships that can make it there. Space is pretty big. Well, Jimmy Neutron versus Dexter Laboratory fight. Jimmy would win, but yeah, I like that fight too. So what scared you the most working for Rooster Teeth? Nothing really, actually. Don't take this as an overconfidence thing, but I knew when I started working there I would not have any problems. I guess in forms of work, nothing. In forms of how I interact with people, I guess that's it. Because I'm now walking into a building where the people that I've been watching content for a long time, Ruby, Death Battle, all this sort of shit, is in that building. And if I say something wrong, I could just not want to show up simply because I'd be too embarrassed. I guess you could say that was my most scary thing. But even with my antisocial nature, I knew I could handle myself in conversations. Talking to researchers about particular research developments of characters was actually really fucking terrifying. Because it's like, these people have been doing this for far longer than I have, professionally at least. and I'm about to tell them that this character actually has this, and so on and so forth. What do you think of the giant hornets? I don't know. Favorite animal? Cats? Morgana versus, will it though? Morgana versus this thing? Will it though? Will it though? Because I don't think so. Nope. This thing will get destroyed, like, instantaneously by Morgana. Morgana would slap it and it would die. Do you know how powerful Morgana is? Morgana fought Yalzabaoth. Yalzabaoth! A god! And hurt it! Morgana wins. Toph versus Fujitora. I think Fujitora could probably beat Toph. It's very likely that he could beat Toph. Song I told you about. Love it. Not now. I'll look it up later. I'm gonna head off, bro. Gotta get to work. Next video. Get soon, Bridge. Yeah. No problem, man. Thank you for being here. Good luck on the video, and I am always doing my job, even if I don't like the outcome. So, is there any delays we can expect in Death Battle due to Corona? Nope. Not at all. We're working from home. In fact, if anything, we're getting shit done faster because, well, we don't have to walk or drive anywhere to get to our workspace. We can just go to our workspace. Morgana versus Jotaro. Which Jotaro? Uncanon Jotaro or truly canon Jotaro? Because if it's truly canon Jotaro, Morgana stomps Jotaro. Even with time stop, it doesn't matter. Even with time stop, it doesn't matter. But if it's like uncanon Jotaro, then Jotaro wins because he has Star Platinum over Heaven, which pretty much trumps almost anything in existence, so. Ha! Nice one, A-Force. How are you so organized? That's. No, I'm not. I may know who Eddie is, but I don't know who can fight. Maybe Poe. That's like a funny, hey, they're both voiced by Jack Black kind of thing. For the fact that you are researching fictional characters so detailed. What? Have you ever been offended? I think you were trying to spell offended, but you just missed a D. Yeah, you just missed a D. So I'm gonna read that like that. Have you ever been offended for the fact that you are researching fictional characters for detailed? So detailed. No. not once. I don't think they even have a reason to. And even if they did, I probably did not pay attention to them because it's stupid to argue a person making $500 a week to do these things. It's like, who cares? But in truth, I'm not organized in the slightest. Not in the slightest. How much money does Death Battle make? He is God? No, well, it depends on hours worked, what you're working on, if you're a full-time employee or a temporary employee. I still have temporary status in my workload. I am limited to only doing 6 hours of a week, unlike everyone else who can do 8, 9, 10, 11 hours every day. I am making the minimal viable amount of money I can make due to my contract, not contract, due to my work ethic. So what I'm making is definitely not what everyone else is making. In fact, I'm making the least amount of money in the entirety of the company, I believe, right now. And guess what? I'm not a woman. Which character you know the most about? Aside ones you created. The character I know the most about? Most Naruto characters, most Dragon Ball characters, most characters from most anime. I can't really pick one. So what is the most frustrating thing that has happened while working at... Nothing. I'm going to answer that just straight out. Nothing has been frustrating at all. And this isn't me trying to be like, oh, I'm a company shit. No, literally nothing has frustrated me throughout the entirety of me working here for the past several months. Nothing. Everything I'm doing is fun. You can't be frustrated if you're too busy having fun. Mary, you know, it's just before sending it to him. No, nothing. Nothing was frustrating. If there is an animation error, you fix it. Nothing's frustrating about that. You're just doing your job. So literally, ever since I got into Death Battle, nothing has been frustrating. In fact, it was the fact that I wasn't working at some place like Death Battle was frustrating. Because I've been wanting a job like this for a long time. If I got frustrated doing anything in Death Battle, this is probably not the job I wanted. Hey guys, a weapon. There's only one guy I know who uses music as a weapon, but he's such a non-character, we can't actually use him. A DB company make with Obi-Wan versus Kakashi. I don't know, man. You're asking the wrong guy. I just storyboard fights. I don't know how much they make on their profits of actually posting out videos. I'm not the retail team. Wrong questions to ask a storyboard artist. Why do you even care? It's where there used to be men gets credit stuff women do, but in your case it's vice versa. I don't even know why that's even an argument. It's like I am getting the least amount of money the entirety of the project, but it's not because I'm a woman. It's because I'm a man who has a particular contract in mind that was given to me and I accepted. So I get paid as such. So it's almost as if you get a job, it tells you what you're gonna get paid, and you get paid that. It's your fault if you don't like it. But hey, I'm not everywhere, so I can't speak for everyone. All the women in my field are getting paid more than me. Where's my compensation? Period character from Overwatch to fight in a death battle. Character from Overwatch to fight in a death battle? I don't know. Because Black Widow... wait, is it Black Widow? Yeah, Black Widow lost. Tracer lost. Maybe, I don't know. For all the edgelords out there, maybe Reaper? Whaler versus a Poot. No. So, could we have a shapeshifter battle in Death Battle one day? I mean, you can have any battle in Death Battle one day. It's the matter of whether or not we're going to get to it in the span of a year or 3 years. It's because I already got told by the boss that as long as the company of RT stays afloat, as long as there are characters in fiction, Death Battle is going to survive. So until we expend every single character in fiction, then we will be having a problem. But since there are, maybe a good handful of characters in fiction, we're not going anywhere. We're going to get to something like that one day. Ember, Danny Pricer versus President Mike. Damn, well, because I can see why you want those two, but it's like, why though? How can President Mike beat Ember? Because Ember is a ghost, so she can't really die from anything President Mike can do to her. Yeah, it's a one-man band guy, if we're talking about the same one-man band guy. Does DB have employees from other countries like Germany? Can you apply for working there? I think. Again, I've only been in really one department. I can't really speak for the rest of the area that we encompass. So maybe because I haven't met everyone in the company. I can't necessarily say yes or no to that. Like money credit. I meant the other type of credit. What are you talking about then? Like what other type of credit? Because the only money credit I know is the credit of money from how much you make. I don't know. What do you mean? So are you going to work at Death Battle until retirement? If they keep me. I mean, like, there's nothing else I want to do in life than draw and do this. It depends on whether or not they want me. And if they don't want me, then I just have to deal with the fact they don't want me anymore. Which is highly possible. Like, I suspect in, like, 3 months, I probably won't have this job anymore. And if my expectations are not met, and I still have the job, then I'll be happy. But right now, I'm on a time limit here. So I am not as happy as I could be. Because I already told you, I have a limited amount of time in Death Battle. Once my time is up and they don't want me anymore, I just gotta deal with that. When do you think Death Battle will end? I don't think Death Battle ends when the majority of people don't want to see fictional characters fight each other. Do Wiz and Boomstick actually have a squirrel Lyceum? No, I don't know. Not that I know of. Credit like getting noticed for doing something. Like they put my name in the credits? Like they put my name in the credits? Of course. They go by like fucking the speed of light, but I'm there. They can't fire. Yeah, they can do that. I'll just be out of a job. What would you do after DB? Don't know. Probably go into depression and just probably move back home and die solemnly. Because there's nothing else to do in life. Ringmaster versus, Vermilius? Yeah, I don't know him. Why do you think that? The head of the team complimented you in the first podcast after you first came out. Yeah, that could mean nothing. That could just mean they're just trying to be nice, but they're just gonna let me down easy anyway. It's very, like companies and how they work is way more difficult than people don't seem to really fully point out. People know how companies work, but they just don't know how they work. You could be the best person in your field. You can be the greatest thing the company has. You can still get laid off instantaneously like that, and you just have to deal with it. So I'm always in the mindset that one day I'm going to wake up and I won't have this job anymore. Because either they found someone who can do something better than me, or I just don't matter. You know? Because that's just it. And it's not wrong to have this mindset. People have this mindset all the time. It's just being cautious, making sure you know what you're going to be doing, just in case this thing that you got going just isn't good enough. I can get all the compliments in the world from the team, but it doesn't matter if it means nothing in the long run. Like if I fuck up some way, it's like if I don't meet expectations, maybe one time, my job's through. I'm done. I can't do anything anymore. So I am constantly on the vigilant cycle of making sure I do something good. When they fire you, Ben versus me, and I will win cartoon beatbox battles. Yeah, no, I looked him up. I just don't know him. Like, I don't know what he can do. I don't know anything that he got. I don't know. I know him, as in I see his face and I know what he is, but I don't know what he can do. Shows Alessia versus Monster would be in a regular DB or DBX. Probably a DBX because I don't think people actually want that fight. I just want it. And go from realist to pessimist to extreme pessimist. This is how I roll. Who can do better than you? A lot of people, actually. Someone is always better at something than someone else. That has always been my mantra. Bakugo versus Megumin. Why is that a fight to people? Just because they have explosions does not mean anything. Bakugo will run up to Megumin and blow up her face. Megumin takes 5 minutes to charge up one attack. That then keeps her on fucking the ground forever. And Bakugo actually has the durability to survive that stupid explosion. Because he can survive his own explosions. You word that as a question, but I'm pretty sure you mean that as a statement. Yes, I only want to do fucking DB fight. When I came in, I strictly told them, this is what I want to do. You have no fear of me wanting to go to like Blizzard. You have no fear of me wanting to try to find something else. This is where I want to be until I'm not useful anymore. That's how much, which is why I like what I'm doing. This is what I asked for, and this is why I'm happy right now. I'm happy to do what I'm doing because it's what I've been asking for since I was 6. So nothing that this job is going to give me is going to have me say, man, I wish I wasn't doing this anymore, because I got what I've been asking for forever. So if they kick me to the curb for some reason that is out of my control, I will be upset, and it'll be very hard to find another job like this when it's the only job I wanted. But hey, life goes on. And I might have to bounce back regardless. Oh my god. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17. No, 18. 18 in 10 hours. Holy shit. I got a winner. Man, these are just going on. These are just on fire today. Yeah, these past few days. When did you discover DB? When when Samus vs. Boba Fett came out. whenever that episode came out, that's when I discovered DB. So just look up that episode. So what is the battle you see all the time that is requested, but it makes you angry to see? I don't have that mindset, because when I was doing reaction videos to Death Battle, I constantly said over and over that there isn't a battle that I get mad at. The only things that comes close is like a Dragon Ball character versus a clearly not a Dragon Ball scaled character. Those are the only battles that bother me, because it's like, do you not know how powerful Dragon Ball characters are? Do you not know how powerful? It's like, whoever is going to fight them has to be on the same level of power. The only type of characters that can fight other Dragon Ball characters is someone from either Sailor Moon, Saint Seiya, or another fucking old-timey anime that threw power scaling to the wall and said, we're just going to make them strong as shit. Those types. Not the Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece that have a slow power creep and pretty much keep them on a relatively strong scale for their verse, but not universal, multiversal bullshit. Those are the only things that makes me angry, but there hasn't been any of those. Have you been on Twitter? By who? My 10 people who are on Twitter who know me? They'll be fine. If you get kicked out of DB, does that mean Rooster Teeth entirely? Yeah. I mean, Death Battle is Rooster Teeth. It's part of Rooster Teeth. It's just a show of Rooster Teeth. So I'm working in the Death. Think about it this way. I am a Rooster Teeth employee. I work for the company. The branch that I am governing into is Death Battle, because that is a show that needs a team, and I'm part of that team. So if I get kicked out of DB, yes, because I'm kicked out of the company. Ichigo beats Naruto? I don't believe that. Does Luna from Sailor Moon have any powers? Luna from Sailor Moon? Like the cat? I don't remember. Probably not, I think. I don't think Death Battle will end because there's always new shows every year. I already said that. It's like, yeah, like, my boss already said, as long as there's fiction out there, I don't think Death Battle is going anywhere, and fiction isn't going anywhere, so. More like I didn't leech that? Alright. I'm really happy people are liking my Peridot picture. My Peridot picture is blowing up. It's #1 trending! Fuck yeah! My Peridot picture is #1 trending on the website. I feel special. Can't wait to see it go down slowly and surely over time, because it doesn't actually have actual longevity. So, how does Rooster Teeth make money of Death Battle when using licensed characters? Like, I still don't get it. What do you mean? Like, we can't market anything from licensed characters. That's pretty obvious. So we market with the characters we can market, like Wiz and Boomstick, and the ad revenue that is received when the video goes out, and also the non-copyright that we get thanks to the fact that these are licensed characters, but they're not copyrighted to use and put into a fight like everyone else does on thing. We get ad revenue in a bunch of different services in forms of sponsors and other sorts of things, thanks to Death Battle Cast, the bloopers, and all other things that we're gonna do to expand the company. We are a profitable source, even though we use licensed characters where we can't sell ourselves, because this is a popular media on the internet. That's the whole thing. How would Bruce Lee be? Because the Death Battle game is sold out every single time we put it up on market, so people care about us. In retrospect, that we are a brand, so there's that. Being Death Battle considered like Chuck Norris? I don't know. I mean, last time I checked, Bruce Lee wasn't a DBX, or was it a 1 minute melee? Either way, that's how that works. One of these days, Harry Potter will show up in DB. He already showed up though. Harry Potter fought Luke Skywalker and lost. Remember? Got his head ripped open. It was one of the more gruesome deaths back in the day. I know it was a long time ago, but Harry Potter was already in Death Battle. So it's like how Devil Artemis used copyrighted characters. Yeah, they're all copyrighted. They're not his, but since they're popular on the internet, and the internet is monetizable, they get money. And he sells merch that is in the rounds of being able to be sold. It's very possible to make money off licensed material. Licensed material does not mean you cannot make money off of it. Not that. I'm gonna watch it again. Because Death Battle would not be around if they weren't profitable, so there has to be some way. Even if it's not what I'm saying, it's probably something else. It would not be around if it wasn't profitable. What's my favorite boomstick joke? That's a trick question. There is no good boomstick joke. The only boomstick joke that I liked is in a freaking preview, and not even actually not in an actual episode. That's my favorite boomstick joke, and it's when he's being an overprotective parent and say he's about to pop a bullet in someone's leg. Like, that's hilarious. Apparently, Soul Ocean anime is being skipped for Steel Ball Run. I am going to murder everyone in the county. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Wow. I guess I'm gonna not watch Steel Ball Run out of spite. Wow. Wow. It's fake, including self, because actually spoiled part 9 protagonist. Jokes aside, imagine her telling you amazing. You're drawing. So part 9 is going to be no, he cares about female JoJo. No, or I'm done. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is not real. This can't be real. This has to be fake. No, because there's no way that Araki, this man, is going to just skip part 6. Part 6 of JoJo. One that he himself has gone on many occasions saying how much he wanted to make a character he really wanted to. No, I don't believe that for a second, because I've read those subtitles and those don't seem real. Those do not seem like real subtitles, because he's saying Segovi and shit, and that's not what the subtitles are supposed to be saying. He is not saying that, what the subtitles are saying, so I don't believe that. That would be the dumbest thing he could ever possibly do. Because, no. I'm not even going to pursue that. I don't believe that for a second. We are getting Stone Ocean before we get Steel Ball Run. And if I'm wrong, you can come back and kick me in the shin. I don't know. So what is an old series you love that just didn't go back to anymore, either fan-made or legitimate? I don't know. There's plenty of series like that, mostly because it's just been a long time. Chowder's one of them. My Life as a Teenage Robot is one of them. Mucha Lucha. Plenty of series I loved back in the day and I just don't go back to anymore because, well, I just don't feel like watching them. No. You got an entry... You got an entry in Versus Wiki? Nope, I do not. You're boundless. I'm not, though. Huh? No, I did not. No, I was looking at... if I said where I actually was, I'd get probably demonetized and ridiculed online if I tell you exactly where I was. For those of you who are on my Discord and know of the various things that I'm doing on DeviantArt and on Discord and posting on Discord, I went on the website where I'm posting my stuff, my anime one-night stands, and it is now trending on the particular topic matter, and I am just looking at the reception, and it is golden. Sorry if I'm distracted. No, you actually thought I was going to look out on Versus Wiki, a place I've been to forever, and thought that I was on there. Like, someone gave a shit enough to put me on there and made me boundless. Good job, A-Force. Good job. Also, the chair you sitting on. Back peels off for you too? I encountered the same problem with my couch. This is trash. Alex, this is trash. Literally, I'm not fucking with you. Me and Goat lived at the apartment complex like a while back ago, like a few months ago. I don't know, almost a year ago. And we saw this chair by the garbage can. And we were like, well, can you sit in it? Yeah. Is it usable? Yeah. Let's take it. And we took the chair. This has been here since I got it. So if you're having the same problem with your chair, then I guess the best thing I could say is it's becoming trash. Also, I'm getting more followers on fucking Newgrounds. That's neat. Is it possible to do Versus Wikis entries? I don't know, probably. I mean, it is a wiki that you can just edit and choose to edit things you want with some help with the approval of moderators, of course. Actually never been on Newgrounds before. And you are not on my DeviantArt and have not been following the various things that I've been doing, which is okay, because even I'm not proud of it. If I wasn't paid, I wouldn't be doing it. So there's that. Because I'm currently on batch 36 to 40 of the girls on my anime one night stand request things. And on the website, that's all about that sort of stuff. Every single time they trended on the website. And I rarely trend on anything. So, in life when you made successful porn. I would disagree heavily on that. What is Ben Simmons' weakness? I don't know. Not for it. That's fine. Apparently, Bumble's last name is Briefs. Well, that sucks. Does he feel spiders? I don't know. How late is it at you? It's only 5:54. I will say this period has made me realize how many shows I want to watch, but school has kept watching it now. There's something to enjoy it. Any Death Battle you want to see get remastered like they did? I've always said this over and over and over again. I want a rematch, not a remaster. Like, we're going to take everything and just make it look better, aka having the exact same outcome. I want a rematch of Link versus Cloud, which will technically be a remaster, but this time it will have the actual outcome. versus Wolf. Also, we reached the apex here. It has almost been 2 hours into the stream, and we're only talking about random nonsense and the occasional death battle. So it is about time that we end things off. I need to get back to work because I'm about to go dark for 3 days. I'm going to have no access to the outside world for an entire 3 days of my life. So I need to get this out of the way because I would not have any time to do it on Saturday, which is why I'm doing this to begin with. Well, did this to begin with. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed your stay. I am about to continue doing things that I am still not entirely sure I should be proud of. And also see if I can keep my job. Okay. Not like Link versus Cloud. They made Cloud lose when he shouldn't have lost to Link. Especially the Link they used. Simply because he had more of an arsenal. He beat Sephiroth, a guy who can blow up a star. And he took a star to the face and kept fighting and then proceeded to beat the shit out of him with Omni Slash. And you're going to tell me that Link, a guy who can barely handle building level threats, beat Cloud. No. So yeah. See you guys later. Oh, and trust me, Epic Monkey, I'm doing my damnedest. But something's keeping me around for some stupid reason. It'll happen one day, though. You'll be happy one day, too, when it happens. Goodbye.